Hello, everyone. I am back with Love and Country today. And last time, Lillian had just got her first assignment and she's meeting a fellow spy colleague. And we haven't met him just yet. But I'm assuming I'm pretty sure I know who it is out of the two men here. But, I won't spoil it for anyone. Anyways, let's just go and see what happens because I like the game from last time. Thank you so much if you have already watched the first part. I apologize for my French pronunciation. It's hard for me to go back and forth from French to English to English to French. But I try, and that's all that matters. Anyways, let me just load in the scene and we'll get started. Okay, here we are. There's a slight flutter in my chest as I step into the dim lighting of La Libellule just after 8. Okay, again, Lillian is meeting a fellow spy colleague, I'm assuming, and we're at this bar slash club. And look at the beautiful background of the people enjoying their time together in one another's embrace. And, you know, there's smoking. If like the air is filled with smoke and things because that's what you do. Great, we love it. Having rushed here without warning made me a little anxious, but my nerves are overridden by my excitement. The car ride here was hardly enough time to process the news. I have a field assignment abroad. Margot thinks I'm ready to work without her supervision. The thought makes me swell with pride. I won't let her down. I'm excited for this next step, and I'm extremely curious about my partner, Émile Desrosiers. Okay, Émile Desrosiers. But I have to wonder why he chose this bar for a meeting place. La Libellule. That's how I say that, right? La Libellule seems like a popular spot, crowded with locals and soldiers on leave. The three-man band playing in the corner can barely be heard over the din of conversation. Not that the noise stops anyone from dancing. The patrons here appear to be, for lack of a better word, plastered. Dancers swing each other around with reckless abandon, knocking into other patrons. I catch a man in the middle of a very animated story, accidentally sloshing his drink on a comrade. I like the music. Okay. Let's just make sure. It should be okay. I'm just worried that, sometimes when I play, I can't tell how loud it is in comparison to what my mic is picking up with my commentary. There are a few couples necking out in the open. This is nothing like the places I visit with Margot. It's a dive. I suppose there is little risk of anyone overhearing us in a place like this, though I certainly stand out in my party attire. I don't normally mind eyes on me, but that's not the point of tonight. I draw my coat around myself a little tighter, doing what I can to hide the beading on my dress. It's a challenge to see past the crowds to the bar, no matter how much I crane my neck. There's no one here matching the description Margot gave me. Surely I'm not the first to arrive. If I am, I'd better find somewhere for us to sit. Gritting my teeth, I force my way through the crowd to the back, where I hope to find an empty table. A cluster of soldiers, shouting at each other, blocks my path. I press past them, calling out, "Excuse, excuse," though I doubt they can hear me. When I finally do reach my destination, there's nothing available. Just as I think my efforts were for naught, a couple rises from their seats. They haven't taken more than a step before I'm lunging for the empty chair. It's absolutely a mess. Have you ever gone to a place and it's like, oh my gosh, I need to find a seat for me and my friends, and this is not a place where you make reservations, so where do we sit? I had to do this a few weeks ago, and I made my friends. I told them the start time to something we played music bingo. I told them it was half an hour before it actually started because I told them they know where the place is and they don't take reservations because it's a bar. And I told them to arrive half an hour early and then I had to apologize when they arrived half an hour early because we needed seats and I'm only one person. I cannot get a group of for a seats for a group of 10 people. That is just by myself. That's kind of impossible. So yeah, I totally get like Lillian's, desperation or motivation here. Another woman reaches for the same one, but I'm slightly faster to slide into the seat. Hooray! Say, occupé, taken. She gives me a sneer before slicking back towards the bar. Empty chairs are clearly hard to come by here, all the better that I staked my claim. It's warm in here. There's still no sign of my partner as I scan the room. I drum my finger on the table, slightly irked that I was in such a rush to get here only to overheat while I wait. It's no wonder, with me in a coat and the sheer number of bodies. Deciding I'd rather stick out than sweat, I reluctantly shrug off my outer layer. I catch a few odd looks as I drape the coat over the back of my chair. I love your outfit. It's just so good. She's just waiting with her fancy gloves and everything. I understand why. My dress shimmers amidst all the dark colors in the room. My tiara shines too brightly under the buzzing bulbs above. Also, couldn't we have not worn the tiara? I mean, I love the tiara, and I'm not questioning that. I'm more so, like, in general, like, I think the tiara goes with the outfit, but I think you could have maybe taken off the tiara. But whatever, it's fine. It looks good, girl. But I have to ignore it. If I act as though everything is as it should be, perhaps they will grow used to me and move their attention onto other things. That's good to know. Good tactic. I ease back into my chair and resume my scan of the heads in the room. My eyes land on a dark-haired man at the bar. Is that Émile? He might be, but I don't see the scarf that's supposed to identify him. And he doesn't appear to be waiting for me. He's deep in conversation with another woman. She's beautiful, imposingly so, with a shade of lipstick on her mouth is an intense red. She's a prostitute. She must be. That can't be my partner talking to her. I don't know anything about what. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Is red lipstick like signifies that you would be you are a prostitute? Couldn't you just wear red? I really don't know. I'm not really familiar about the historical fashion significance of that. But I'd be interested to know, because that's interesting. But I feel like if Lillian's saying it, it's not like she doesn't know like the culture and things around her. So I'm learning something new. Maybe it is Émile talking to this other lady. I don't know. While you're just waiting here for him. I turn away and continue my search. He must be somewhere. Let's see. Soldier. Soldier. Too blonde. Too old. Another soldier. Thump. Clink, clink, clink. What is this? I whip around in the direction of the clamor. The prostitute slammed her fists onto the bar so fiercely that people are turning to look, assuming something has broken. She looks furious. Her companion glares at her venomously. I love the line. Okay. I haven't said this in a while. Okay.
Je partirai quand je veux, putain. I'll leave whenever the fuck I want.
Calme-toi. Calm down.
Ne me dis quoi pas faire. You don't tell me what to do. Tu dois payer pour ces privilèges qu'on a. You gotta pay for that privilege, asshole.
Sorry, the dialogue is just making me laugh because this has to be Émile. Ugh, putain de merde. Fucking Christ. She angrily gathers up her coat and throws it on. The man languidly slides off the bar stool, trying to grab her shoulder, but she just shrugs away. She turns, spits on the floor, and storms out. He rolls his eyes before downing the wine in his glass and grabbing his own coat. My eyes lock onto something reddish sticking out from the pocket. Oh no, don't tell me. The man disappears into the throng. Of course that's him. I only catch a glimpse of him by the exit, wrapping a burgundy scarf around his neck as he leaves. That was Émile Desrosiers. And now he's gone. I have to go after him. I barely stood before someone snatches my chair. Damn it, that table was hard to come by, but I push my way through the crowd, hoping that I can catch up to Émile. Why wasn't he wearing the scarf before? If I can't even meet my contact, how is Margot supposed to trust me with a mission abroad? I duck under the chins of a kissing couple, careful not to bump them, then thread myself through a few groups of dancers as nimbly as I'm able to give my as I'm able, given my flouncy attire. When I finally reach the door, it swings open and I'm nearly thrown backwards by someone else coming in. Oh, hello, Mr. Grumpy. You look very grumpy. Catching my balance, I look up to see none other than the dark-haired man in the burgundy scarf staring down at me. Gosh, you look very, like, grumpy, pouty right now. That's really good lighting for you, my dude. There is a scowl on his face, but it doesn't mask the fact that he's got striking features. Piercing blue eyes framed by thick brows, a strong jaw, a slight bump in his nose. To his nose. Pieces of dark hair fall carelessly in his face. The effect is pleasing, and for a moment, I forget myself. Absolutely. Totally fair. I love that Lillian just like, yeah, I'm gonna admit it, because we're all thinking, we're thinking very similar things. So great. Okay, Émile. More French is waiting for me.
Monsieur Desrosiers?
Oh, look at his little character sprite. How fun. His eyebrows fly up in surprise. He looks me up and down, as if baffled by what's before him. Le ballet est annulé? Did they cancel the ballet? What? I just said both. Okay. Quoi? What? T'es une de ces danseuses en tutu. You one of those dancing girls in the tutus.
Vous voulez dire une ballerine?
You mean a ballerina? Ouais, sure. No. I mean, you called her from, she had to do something before. You called a meeting, a rush meeting, sir. What was she supposed to do? I'm defending Lillian. Stop with the attitude. Whatever. What are we supposed to do? She's supposed to change? She has no time to change. It takes at least 25 minutes to get to this bar from where Margot lives. How are we supposed to change? Not in the carriage or the car or whatever. The car, right? It's a car. Oh my gosh. Alors, pourquoi t'es habillée comme ça? Then why are you dressed like one?
Je ne suis pas. C'est une Lucille. I'm not. This is a Lucille.
And what is a Lucille?
A well-known English fashion designer of the earliest 20th century, famous for her lingerie, tea gowns, and evening wear.
Ooh, okay. Good to know. I love learning about fashion also. Putain, c'est qui Lucille? Who the fuck is Lucille?
Without waiting for a reply, he breezes past me, back towards the bar, forcing me to follow. At least it's easier walking in his wake than wending my way through the crowd on my own. He arrives at the end of the bar where he was set up before, but finds it occupied.
T'es à ma place. You are in my spot. He looks so angry. I'm actually very intimidated with him personally. Lillian is good. I'm not. It's fine. The man sitting in the stool seems ready to object, but the barkeep whistles at him and jabs his thumb in the opposite direction, a signal to get lost. Clearly, he has some cachet here. What does that mean? Like, you just like... I mean, I know what it means in the sense of, like, I don't know the term cachet in this sense. Like, influence. Whatever. That's what I'm thinking of. Power. The occupé and his companion do so, grumbling as they go, but leaving their stools free for us. The man in the burgundy scarf lights up a cigarette as he settles back into his seat. Ooh. I love this. I really like how we're kind of seeing, it's not just like the character sprite, like head on, and we're getting a little bit of this perspective, like as we're sitting at the bar. Great, we love that. And of course he is smoking, which is obviously fine in this context. I'm losing my words because I'm just like, wow, he looks so stunning. Anyways,
Vous êtes Émile Desrosiers, n'est-ce pas? You are Émile Desrosiers, aren't you?
et tu dois être Mary Pickford. I don't know how to say that in French. And you must be Mary Pickford. Who's that? Wait, no, go back.
A famous actress of the silent film era, known as the Queen of the Movies. As Queen of the Movies, Pickford defined the ingenue archetype.
Oh, okay. I need to look up what ingenue is. It's eluding me, but cool. You keep making fun of her, though, Emile.
I frown at him. Je venais d'une fête. I came from a party.
Why? Stop it. Stop. Yes, you made your point, sir. C'était à Buckingham Palace? Was it at Buckingham Palace? The London residence of the British monarch. Okay, I knew that, but, we gotta check, make sure. C'est censé être une réunion clandestine. This is supposed to be a clandestine meeting, he says with an even grumpier face. T'es habillée comme une princesse de conte de fées. You're dressed like a fairy princess.
He's stuck on my outfit and not taking me seriously, and he seems at home here, being well acquainted with the barkeep. I won't get very far challenging him on his own turf. Making an effort at accommodation will likely get me further. I carefully removed the tiara from my head. Girl, I also thought, yes, I know you're called to the meeting, but, I mean, maybe she forgot about the tiara from her head until really this moment, but, I would have been like, well, I can't change, but I guess I could take off this tiara. Ooh, he looks a little like, what are you doing? / shocked. You are, what are you calling him? Enchanting him, Lillian, I'm sure. He's letting his facade of Mr. Serious here drop her a bit, but whatever. My hair, which had been lying on the headpiece to stay up, tumbles down around my face.
Oh, no, this makes more sense why you didn't take off the tiara, because you're like, it's my hairdo, and I can't change my hairdo in the 20 minutes I've been given. Makes sense, girl. I'm so sorry. I retract my previous commentary. Understandably, you didn't want to mess up your hair, and I respect that.
I stuff the tiara into my handbag and quickly comb through my hair with my fingers. He looks at me with eyes wide. C'est mieux? Better?
Pas vraiment. Not really.
I sigh. Si vous vouliez que je m'habille pour l'occasion, if you wanted me to dress for the occasion.
I love your hair, girl. I love the style. It's just short.
Vous aurez dû prévenir Madame de Givry un peu plus de 20 minutes à l'avance. Then you should have given Madame de Givry more than 20 minutes' notice.
Absolutely. Absolutely tell him that, because you should have had more than 20 minutes, I will say. Call him out for it. Je dis pas que ça rend pas bien. T'es juste, tu sais, pas discrète. I'm not saying you look bad. You are just, conspicuous.
Aussi peu discrète que quelqu'un qui commence une bagarre brillant au milieu d'un bar bondé.
I'm learning some new vocabulary nowadays. This is great. Honestly, thank you so much for dealing with my French pronunciation. You know why? One, I'm really having fun, but two, I'm also relearning vocabulary. Anyways, that was the side note. As conspicuous as starting a loud fight in the middle of a crowded bar. Slight upturn to those lips. I see you, sir.
He simply grins at this and takes a long drag from his cigarette, watching me as I perch on the stool next to him. His stare is unnerving. Not that I'll let him know that. It must be because of his blue eyes. J'espère que tout va bien avec votre petite amie. I hope everything with your lady friend is all right.
Ça? Elle est juste ivre. Oh, that. She was just drunk.
I narrow my eyes at him. Et vous ne l'êtes pas? And you're not.
Oh, oh, je le sais. Je suis là depuis un moment. Oh, I am. I've been at it for a while. I wish I could make. I mean, I feel like his voice requires more rasp, and I can't get my voice to be that raspy. Also, side note, I was telling my sister about this game. My sister. If she's watching this, she'll know what I mean. But I think that Émile, his character, really reminds me of Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. You know, dark hair, blue eyes, a little, you know, grumpy, and will call you out on things and whatever, whatever. Probably as good as his job. We haven't seen that yet, whatever. But probably is. What? You know, cool. And his little burgundy scarf thing reminds me of Mikasa. So if you watch Attack on Titan, you know. If you know, you know. But that's kind of how I'm gonna think about him. He is Levi. He seems very Levi inspired. I know you can just be a guy with dark hair, blue eyes, and not be Levi inspired, but you know, this is, I think also his personality is giving that to me, that vibe. I'm so sorry, I apologize. It's because I literally just watched with my sister back in December, like over the holidays, fully, or actually no, it was in January basically, or no, it was like just end of December, yeah. So holidays, we watched the entirety of Attack on Titan, like all 4 seasons, and I had never watched it before, so it's very fresh in my mind, and I'm a little obsessed. So when I first kind of saw Émile in my brain, I was like, oh my god, that's Levi, but also the scarf is Mikasa. So anyways, I'm gonna leave that there, but if you know, you know. And any people are watching and want to talk about Attack on Titan also, I'd love to. Anyways, okay, back to the story. Back to the main plot. Oh, he was saying he was drunk or something. Or he's already been drunk. Okay. Tu vas devoir rattraper. You should probably catch up.
He flashes 2 fingers at the barkeep, who returns with a pair of glasses for us. With a smile on his face, Émile did that. Ah, rien pour moi. Oh, none for me.
His smile dropped once again.
Tu veux te démarquer encore plus?
You want to stick out more.
Qui vient d'un bar et ne boit pas? Who comes to a bar and doesn't drink?
Back in the day? Like the current time period? I don't know. Maybe less people than I think so. A lot of people now would. You can go to a bar and not drink. Most of the time. There are a lot of options nowadays. You don't necessarily also have to drink alcohol. I wonder what Émile Desrosiers would think of that. But, you know, I do get his point of, like, blending in a bit more. That makes a little more sense.
The barkeep slides us the bottle, and Émile pours us each a healthy amount. I begrudgingly accept the glass. Alors, c'est quoi ton nom, princesse?
So, what's your name, princess? Again, talking about her outfit and her tiara.
Lillian.
Pas mal. Un peu bourge, mais pas mal. Not bad. A little posh, but not bad. Not bad? Who asked you? Lillian's inner thoughts I love so much.
But I hold my tongue. As much as it would please me to tell him off, I won't do so at the cost of my assignment. Ça vous dérange si nous passons à autre chose? Do you mind if we just get to it?
Oh. T'as un rendezvous, Lily. Oh, you got somewhere to be, Lily? Why you shorten her name?
C'est Lillian. It's Lillian.
C'est parce que j'ai dit. C'est parce que I always get confused. Whatever. Anyways, isn't that what I just said? No, you said Lily.
It's now very apparent to me why someone would try to destroy a
Bar top with him around. Lillian's like, I can see why the woman earlier was having a little fight with him. Understandably. I understand.
He leans back and blows his cigarette smoke into the air. I can't believe I was actually looking forward to meeting this person. Je me demande pourquoi nous avons été assignés à l'un à l'autre. I wonder why we were assigned to each other. Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire? What do you mean? I take a sip from my glass, letting the wine linger on my tongue. A direct challenge won't do in this scenario, but the right comment here might get him to focus. Vous semblez avoir une attitude plutôt désinvolte en général. You seem to have a rather casual attitude, in general. He scowls at me. Look at his scowl face. Also kind of looks like Levi. Qu'est-ce que t'insinues? What are you implying? Que je prends pas ça au sérieux? That I'm not taking this seriously. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it a little bit. You also keep, teasing her. I shrug. She knows what she's doing. Envie de parler affaires? Très bien. You want to talk business? Fine. I smile at my little victory. Good job, Lillian. There's a train tomorrow at 1. I don't know. There's a train at 11 tomorrow. I'll have papers for us, false identities. We'll cross with those. After that, I think we are expected to find him. I suppose I'll have to follow your lead on that. Wait, stop. What? I have multiple questions. You speak English. Yes, I speak English. We don't want to be overheard, so. How did you know that I speak English? I mean, they said you were American, but I probably would have guessed from your accent. He levels me with a look. He pricks me that I'm not passing for Parisian as well as I thought. And you are very rushed. Impatient. Oh, the stereotypical markers of the American lifestyle in comparison. In comparison to what? The European French way? I mean, honestly, I get that. Okay, he made an educated guess. Also, I feel like if you're spies... Okay, I don't know if this is necessarily... Because obviously I don't know anything really about spy work in real life. But, like, I feel like, in my mind, the image of a spy involves not only being able to do, be in different places and be different people for assignments or whatever, but that you would at least know 2 languages. Like, if not 2, at least 2, if not more. So I think he's probably making an educated guess. Though, in his way, it seems like he would just, pin that on me, yeah, because you're American, obviously. But also, maybe not. Maybe he's just the type of guy to, that's how he calls it. But my point is saying that being a spy involves knowing more than a couple languages, and maybe he's always just dealt with other spies who also know English, which would also make sense in this context. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it makes less sense, but I guess I am English speaking and American, so I'm biased. I will also say that it's so funny though that, I mean, not even yes, you sound American in your French, which I don't know what Lillian actually sounds like. I sound American or, whatever, more accented, not French accented in my French, which is fine. But I think it's so funny that he's commenting on how she really wanted to get to the point and not work up to it, I guess. This reminds me of all the times I've been in Paris or France or whatever, and that's been also apparent to me, the differences in lifestyle in that particular regard. But anyways, this line makes me laugh. And you are very rushed. Impatient. In other words, not very French. He shrugs, enjoying having returned my earlier barb. Even drunk, Émile can give as good as he gets. Okay, so he's witty. But I'm not here to play games. That's right, Lillian. He has the information I need. And a new strategy is in order. Yes, well, your English is very good. You surprised? Should I be offended? My olive branch is rejected with a scoff. Huh. I meant it as a compliment. He eyes me suspiciously. Flattery doesn't appear to be the right strategy either.
What is the right strategy with this man? I have no idea.
Back to business then.
Probably businesslike.
Anyway, you mentioned we are just supposed to find him. Who are we meant to find? No one told me anything. He's shocked. He blinks at me. Did he not understand?
No, he understood, girl. That's a shock that, like, you don't know this information shock.
Who are we meeting?
They didn't tell you. I thought they were supposed to tell you.
Like I said, I found about this 20 minutes before our meeting. There was no time to discuss any particulars. You have to fill me in. He clicks his tongue in annoyance. He reaches a hand into the inner pockets of his coat, searching for something. I watch as he pats himself down with a frustrated scowl. Finally, he finds what he was looking for, a small photograph.
Alors, from the beginning then.
He reaches for my hand, taking it in his. His touch is kinder than I would have thought, but the gesture catches me off guard nonetheless. He flips my hand over and slips the photograph into my palm.
Obviously, he had to do that because we're spies and we can't just give each other things out in the open. Other people will suspect things. I love it as an excuse to introduce physical touch here, but, you know, whatever. I see you. I see you, writers. I love you.
I hold it under the bar top, out of sight.
Oh. Hubert Denham. Denham. Denham? Denham. I don't know. Denham? I don't know. He entered Germany, how to say it, seeking treatment for an illness. At least, that is the excuse. His little spa tour was excellent cover while he monitored military activity and troop movements along the southern border. From the 1700s through the 1930s, it was popular, especially in Europe, to visit spas to take the waters. Bathing or drinking spring water was thought to have healing properties. Many spa facilities would offer social and leisure activities in conjunction with exercise activities and medical treatments. Makes sense. The water can refresh your spirits, I do believe. And also the nice, fun bathing, like air and environment.
The southern border? I thought all the fighting was taking place further south.
It is, for now. But if they use the fighting in the north as a diversion while they attack from the south, ce serait intelligent, no? That would be clever, no?
So Denham can pass along the information he's gathered.
The Allies will know whether or not to send resources south, yes.
France, the UK, Russia, Canada, and other countries, eventually including the US in 1917, formed a coalition to fight the Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire. Unfortunately, the Germans are getting méfiant.
Suspicious? Suspicious. It's making it difficult for him to leave on his own.
I stow the photograph away in my handbag. If they are suspicious, why not arrest him?
What? Je t'entends pas. I can't hear you.
The music has picked up, eliciting whoops from the crowd. I repeat my question, louder this time. I said, why haven't...
Don't shout, stupid. Just lean closer.
He scoots his stool towards me, drawing close.
Try again.
Why haven't they arrested him? This time I'm heard.
Medical treatments are not cheap. The authorities are hesitant to bring him in without proof, especially when he's spending so much gold. If there was any hard evidence against him, the Germans would have,
He slides a finger across his neck. Is his English starting to slip? The wine must be hitting him. I'm still working on my first glass, but he's already on his second. Or third. Who knows how many he had before I got here. Okay, so when we find him, what do we do with him?
Extract him, obviously. To La Suisse, a neutral country.
To Switzerland, who remained neutral throughout the world through World War I. Germany never marched through Switzerland in large part due to the mountainous terrain, instead opting to march through Belgium. When he speaks, he leans in to talk directly into my ear. The hum of his voice sends an unintentional shiver down my spine. It's an intimate sensation. He has a probably much deeper, like, pitch voice also. Understandably, but there's also smoke coming into your face, I'm sure. With him so close, I can see the freckles dusting his nose. I want to see where. I don't think we can see it from this angle, I don't think. I get the feeling he's older than me, but not by much. I ponder this all the while, fighting the urge to scowl at the cigarette smoke drifting between us. I was right, blowing into my face. It's distractingly unpleasant. Ugh, that sounds difficult, especially if he's being watched. Obviously. I scoot back to escape the smoke. Émile frowns at me and grabs my stool, dragging it towards him, leaving almost no space between us. I like this back and forth motion, the change in perspective. Why do you keep moving away? I'm trying to make sure we can hear each other. It's hard to talk to someone with a lit cigarette in your face. What am I supposed to do? Not smoke? We're in a fucking bar. I'm unable to hide my displeasure any longer. He pulls out his cigarette case and opens it for me, clearly not understanding the problem. It's not that... I don't think you're about to solve this, my dude. Have one, then we'll be even. No thanks. He snaps the case closed with a groan. Oh, if you don't stop looking like I pissed in your wine, someone's going to get the wrong idea and try to rescue you. You're pretty enough. I'm sure they're just waiting for an opening. He's not wrong. As I look around the room, I spy several soldiers milling about, all likely in search of a sweet memory to carry with them to the front. Their desperation is palpable as they scan the room for female company. Émile puts his finger under my chin to bring my attention back to him. Look at that little cute smile. I love it. Do you need rescuing? I resist the urge to roll my eyes. No. I swat his hand away. He frowns and grumbles into his wine glass before finishing it off. Your little bourgeois act doesn't impress me, Lily, and I don't think for a second I'm going to put up with you being so difficult. Materialist, consumption-driven, and conventional, qualities negatively associated with the upper and middle classes. You also still call her Lily, and not Lillian. Not if we're going to have to be... What? Not if we're going to have to pretend to be a married couple. On the mission? Okay, I'm sure Lillian has thoughts about that, but I also have thoughts about that. They're gonna have to pretend to be married. It's a fake marriage while doing spy work trope. A very, I think, a subgenre of the subgenre fake marriage. It's gonna be beautiful. I outwardly balk, having lost all my patience with this man. Who would believe us a couple? Pardon? You can't even bother to get my name right. What did I say? You said Lily again. It's Lillian. Émile sighs. Lillian, whatever. Just play along with whatever happens tomorrow, okay? I don't want to get caught. Neither do I, but I'm not convinced we would keep up the act of being married. No matter how difficult it would be to travel as a single man and a single woman, I have to imagine that it would be easier than playing house with this jerk. I wonder if he's thinking the same thing because he pauses mid-sip, taking a moment to consider me. Have you ever done anything like this before? No. Shock on his face. Oh, really? Really? Sorry. His shocked face gets me shocked. For a second, he's not able to mask his surprise. Before I can respond, though, we are interrupted. By whom? A soldier? Okay. Mademoiselle, est-ce que cet homme vous dérange? Miss, is this man bothering you? Feeling a hand on my shoulder, I jump. Her face. She's like, get your hand. Don't touch people. Don't touch people when they haven't given you permission to do so. Please. I hadn't noticed a soldier making his way towards us. And look at Émile over here, just like, yeah, I'm gonna smoke my smokes over here. Émile leans back in his chair, gloating. He was right about me drawing unwanted attention. Margot said something similar earlier about the need to hide my reactions better. Clearly, this is something I need to work on. Now I had to send this would-be savior away, even if Émile's smirk is daring me to do otherwise. I turned to face the soldier and immediately regretted, as he is swaying quite drunkenly above me. I silently will his drink to stay in his glass lest I receive a face full of beer. Vous voulez que je me coupe des cigares, mademoiselle? Do you want me to beat up this guy, miss? Je suis un très bon combattant, et un très bon amant aussi. Amant aussi. I'm a very good fighter, and a good lover, too. The shift in eyes. Like Lillian's just worried about that beer. And Mr. Soldier and Mr. Émile are looking at each other very contentiously. He throws a clumsy wink at me, then a venomous look at Émile. Non, je vais bien, merci. No, I'm fine, thank you. Oh, allez. Tu dis quoi d'une petite danse? Oh, come on. How about a little dance? I'm glad Émile's here. Not that Lillian needs backup, you know. I feel like sometimes, you know, in this sort of situation, men don't know how to say no. I mean, don't know how to listen to no. And sometimes they only really listen to other men, which is annoying as hell. But, you know, I'm sure Lillian will handle this. It's just nice to have Émile as a little backup. What is he wearing anyways? Like, is it just like a little shirt, like button shirt rolled up? And like a vest? Maybe. I'm talking about Émile. Elle a dit non. Va te faire foutre, moustache. The lady said no. Fuck off, mustache. Ignoring Émile, the soldier attempts to reach out and touch my shoulder again, but his wavering makes him stumble, and the contents of his drink that were threatening to spill out fulfill their prophecy. Oh no! Ew. That's so gross. Poor Lillian. Ooh. She's gonna be mad. I'm splashed from the neck down in warm beer. I jump up. For a moment there's nothing but silence as I stare down my now soaked front while the soldier looks on in horror. The irony of the situation is not lost on me. I did the exact same thing to someone earlier this evening. But that was on purpose, and I have zero interest in the person who just drenched me. Je suis désolé. Oh, sorry. Vous voulez mon mouchoir? Do you want my handkerchief? He fishes a crumpled rag out of his jacket pocket and meekly holds it out to me. I've never wanted anything less. I ball my fists. You idiot! Oh, she looks really angry, understandably so. The fire in her eyes. She's about to rip in a new one. Okay. Et si je me retapais? Vous voulez un autre verre? Okay. How about I make it up to you? Would you like another drink? This dress was 60 francs, and now it smells like swill. I'm livid. I snatch his handkerchief out of his hand and throw it in his face. Mets-les-toi dans le cul. Shove it up your ass. Ton verre et ton chiffon repugnant. That drink and that nasty rag. I hear Émile's bark of laughter from behind. Of course, he's like having a fun time. He's entertained. The soldier merely gawks at me. We've attracted the attention of several bar patrons who look on with excitement and anticipation. Their eyes ping-pong between me and the soldier, eager to see how this unfolds. The soldier, perhaps noticing that all eyes are on him, puffs up a little. Comment t'oses me parler comme ça? Sale pute américaine. How dare you talk to me like that, you American whore. The 180, I swear. I mean, it's very predictable in that sense of like, yeah, you don't like accept this stranger's advances, and then they turn 180. It's annoying. It's disappointing. I'm not like shocked about it, but like it's disappointing nonetheless. Ooh, yep. The slap I delivered to his cheek makes him stumble slightly. The crowd around us gasps and guffaws. Tire-toi ou je viserai tes cuisses la prochaine fois. I said that right? Get lost or I'll go for your balls next time. The soldier, no doubt cowed at being bullied by a woman, finally scuttles away. The crowd claps and I return to my seat with a relieved sigh. Émile's just shocked. I reach for a bar napkin, pouting slightly as I set to work, soaking up the beer on my chest. Emile refills both of our glasses before leaning against the bar and gazing at me with, "Is that some sort of respect?"
That was rude.
I know. Can you believe that guy?
No, I mean you.
Why, Emile?
Mm-mm.
Me?
Yeah, he's probably off back to the front tomorrow, and his last memory before he gets blown to bits will be of you threatening to break his balls. But you're also entertained by this. I see the look in your eyes, sir. Poor bastard.
I'm starting to hate the fact that he speaks English so well. He's still somehow better than you. He's at least making an admirable sacrifice for his country.
It's not making a sacrifice when there's a draft.
Oh. In the early 1900s, France conscripted all fit men of age to serve in the military for a 3-year period from the age of 20.
Okay, good to know. There was a draft. Makes sense.
Is that why you aren't at the front? With an irritated sigh, he puts out his cigarette. Never mind. It's none of my business.
It's not. But I understand why you asked. I'm the right age. I'm fit enough. The answer is because I'm doing this instead. Given the choice, I'd rather be here.
Was he given a choice? Curious. I wonder how that came about.
Lillian, are you commenting about why you're curious or just like the general situation? Because if it is the latter, then I am with you on there. I want to know what's Emile's backstory, which I'm sure will be fleshed out in the full game.
But he doesn't seem very forthcoming with details. It's probably a waste of time to ask, so I move on. Right. So, where exactly is Denham now?
Bon sang, are you that determined to be boring? We were starting to have a good time.
This is what you would call a good time? I'm soaked in beer and I almost got into a fight.
With his little smile smirk. Yeah, it was very entertaining. Way better than going to the cinema.
We have very different definitions of fun, it seems. Listen, can you just tell me where to find Denham?
Bon, d'accord. Jeez, fine then. Denham is waiting for us at a hotel in Lorek, the Hotel Loen. Then he is American like you. That should make it easier to approach him. Loud noises, neighbors.
Why? Because we Americans all know each other?
In Europe? Yes.
I can't tell if he's joking, so I mentally waved away the comment in favor of reviewing the mission. Enter an enemy country undetected, find the agent Herbert Denham, and help him cross the border without raising suspicion. This assignment doesn't really play to any of my strengths. And what exactly does Émile bring to the table? If this louse is the only person able to help me, I might be better off on my own.
What's wrong? With another cigarette in his mouth?
He eyes me as he lights a new cigarette. Why send us together? Surely this sort of thing shouldn't need more than one agent?
You trying to get rid of me?
Yes. No. He's more perceptive than I initially gave him credit for.
You speak German, right? And I know how to get us across the border.
I'm not sure what getting across the border surreptitiously requires. I could probably figure something out if push came to shove. I am resourceful. His confidence in his own skill is assuring, but it doesn't remove my reservations about this partnership.
They must have thought we'd make a good team.
He offers me a crooked smile, the first one I've seen all night that wasn't at my expense.
Where's his crooked smile? I want to see. What is it?
Is this a peace offering?
I don't see a smile. Just a no. I would love to see that, but maybe it's like this little smirks that we've been getting, which is fine. Or maybe they think you need a babysitter. It being your first time and all. In case you fuck up.
Ah, there it is. I force a smile in return. Oh, if I fail, rest assured I'm taking you down with me, monsieur. Émile laughs at my parry.
C'est mérité. Fair enough.
I see. He just wants someone to go back and forth with him.
He likes a witty banter. This man is a witty man, it seems.
This is a game.
Silence from Émile.
What?
I just assumed my first wife would have bigger tits. Why would you say? You really do like the way you like riling people up. And you're gonna rile up Lillian, but she already knows you're playing a game, mister. My goodness.
An outrageous thing to say, but it's part of the game. Now it's my turn. You just heard me threaten to punch someone in the balls. You aren't exempt for that either. When he doesn't get the shocked reaction he was expecting, he laughs.
Haha, you are welcome to try, Lillian.
Success. We could have another drink and keep playing, but I have all the information I need for the mission. And there are things to do before I leave. Packing, for starters. Not to mention a conversation with Margot if she's still awake. Well, I should get going.
Shocked-faced Emile. What?
Oh, come on.
Stay. You were just starting to be fun.
I have to get home and start preparing. You should too. He pouts and turns away from me. I watch him silently tip the wine bottle over his glass. A lone drop falls out. He's clearly drunk, but I can't make him go home. Giving up, I slide off my stool. I'm about to replace my coat, but think better of that when I remember I'm covered in beer. It will be cold, but I'd rather not have to launder the coat too if I can avoid it. I'm only 2 steps away from the bar when Emile calls out to me.
Are you planning on going to every train station in Paris? Or do you want me to save you that trouble and tell you where we'll meet? Fair point. Unless you are still trying to get rid of me.
He's kidding, but in truth I hadn't eliminated that possibility. It might not be fair to judge someone by a first impression, but he seems challenging. But I owe it to Margot to speak with her first before I write him off entirely.
Oh my gosh, they're giving very, like, enemies to lovers vibes. If not, like, enemies. They're not exactly rivals either. Because they are spy colleagues, so they're working for the same country. So they're not enemies in truth. But, they are definitely opposites in a way. Or they at least, butt heads. So it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to interact with each other.
Turning back, I see Emile sitting with his elbow on the bar and his head in his hand. I can already tell he's going to be difficult about this too. Well? He stays mum, his eyes flick down to my stool, signaling that he's waiting for me to sit. I'm running out of patience, but lower myself into the seat, hoping to get this over sooner rather than later. As soon as I do, he perks up.
Should we get another bottle then?
Don't you dare. He grins.
Gare de l'Est, platform 3.
I nod and start to leave once again, but he grabs my wrist.
Remember, 11 a.m. Don't be late.
Okay, bye, Emile. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for the information.
As expected, the night air is unpleasant and chilly against my skin. I call for a cab to take me back towards the 16th arrondissement where Margot resides with the other well-to-do of Paris. Even at night, the streets here are well lit, illuminating the light-colored brick of the stately town homes. This evening was less than ideal. I'd go far as to say terrible. Emile was terrible. Why would Margot partner me with someone so awful? Was it because his English is so good? It's convenient, I'm sure, but I'm perfectly capable of working with non-English speakers. Margot knows that. When I get to the back entrance of Margot's home, I find the door locked. I fumble through my handbag in search of the key, but end up dropping it on the ground, spilling the contents everywhere. Ah, shoot. The door opens while I'm still kneeling on the ground scrounging for my things.
Is that Sophie?
Mademoiselle Lillian. Sophie greets me already in her nightclothes. Je vais vous aider. Let me help you. As she bends down to help me gather my belongings, she wrinkles her nose, likely in response to the smell of smoke and beer that permeate my clothes. Once my things are restored, Sophie helps me to my feet. Vous allez bien, mademoiselle? Are you all right? She's understandably worried, having never seen me in such a state. As much as I would like to take a bath and change outfits, Margot is waiting for me. Just dandy, Sophie. Où est madame? Dans le bureau? Where's the madame? In the study? Sophie eyes me warily. Oui, mais... Yes, but... Merci. Thanks. I thrust my coat into the arms of a bewildered Sophie, then head upstairs. Margot's study is something of a sanctuary to her. I love the vibes here. The backgrounds are always really pretty, from what I've seen so far in this game. When I first started as her companion, it was the one room in the house I was forbidden to enter. It wasn't until I began my training that I was allowed inside. In the daylight, this room had an airy feeling like the rest of the house, but in lamplight the corners felt darker, as if the room shrank to fit Margot alone. At the center of the room was a set of chairs with curved spindled edges, chosen for their aesthetic rather than their comfort. No one was meant to sit there for too long. Bookshelves lined the walls from floor to ceiling, her private collection. The real purpose of the room was to house Margot's writing desk, where she'd work late into the night if at home. Hanging behind the desk was an imposing full-body portrait of a gorgeous woman in a long, luxurious black gown. This was Margot 30 years ago in her prime. Oh, girl, you look so good. Look at this portrait. It's a Sergent, she told me once, painted before he was cast out of the Parisian salons. John Singer Sargent was considered the leading portraitist of the Edwardian era. His painting, Portrait of Madame X, was considered so scandalous at the time of his exhibition in 1884 that the backlash forced Sargent to leave France for England. Dang. Okay. But cool. Fun portrait. At first, the study presented itself as a secret that I was being let in on. I felt unnerved by it and what it represented for this new facet of Margot and I's relationship. Now, however, it simply felt like a base of operations. I knock at the door. Entrez? Enter. As expected, Margot is hard at work at her desk. She lowers her reading glasses, leaving them on the table as she takes in my disheveled state. You had quite the night out. I did. I won't be going back to La Libellule by choice any time soon, though. She smirks and extends her hand, inviting me to sit. I perch myself delicately on a chair. The places on my dress where the beer has dried crunch unpleasantly. So, I take it you met with Mr. Desrosiers. How did you find him? Difficult. Margot laughs. That doesn't surprise me. Why? What does his file say? He reminds me of my first husband. Okay. It's either good or bad or both. Oh. Margot likes to bring up her first husband, Max Lagarde, as a cautionary tale. He was handsome, but had a terrible character. Vile was Margot's choice for him. But I think you'll find that men like Mr. Desrosiers have their uses. Max had his too, for all his faults. I trust Margot and her judgment, but I can't fathom what uses she thinks Émile will have. Well, you don't have his file, you know? So we gotta see what's gonna happen. Still, I'm a little concerned about working with Mr. Desrosiers. I didn't get the impression he was taking things seriously at all. Whatever impression he gave you, trust me when I say he is motivated. If you say so. I bite my lip. You're worried. This is all so last minute. I'm sorry for sending you off without much explanation. I hope Mr. Desrosiers was forthcoming with their details. I think I got the information I'll need, but I don't want to sound ungrateful or question Margot further. But since meeting Émile and getting the specifics of the job, there has been something bothering me. I have to say, this mission doesn't seem to be what I've trained for. No. Margot walks around to the other side of her desk, slowly running her hand over a paperweight as if lost in thought. Herbert Denham is a friend. We met each other in Africa years ago. Maybe, is that probably Margot and one of these are Denham? It could be either one. I don't know we saw Denham earlier, I don't really remember. Her features soften in a way that I rarely see. He's a good man. His predicament seems to be rather dire. I'm worried if the Bureau doesn't take action now, it may be too late for Herbert. The information he's gathered is important, but I'd be lying to say if it wasn't personal, too. I just don't want to let you down, madame. She gives me a gentle smile. How many years have you been with me now, my fleur? Nearly 2? I would not have invested so much in you for so long if I did not trust you entirely. And as for Mr. Desrosiers, well, he may provide what you lack. His background is very different from yours, as is his skill set. Together, I think there are good odds of you succeeding. I let this vote of confidence wash over me. I want so badly for this to succeed, to reward Marco's faith in me. If she thinks Émile and I will be a good team, I owe it to her to try. And perhaps I shouldn't judge Émile by his drunken behavior. I was probably seeing him at his worst. Things might look entirely different in the light of day. Fingers crossed. How early will you be leaving tomorrow? No later than 10. You should go make your preparations then. Oh, you should go and make your preparations then. Oh, and make sure Sophie uses baking soda on that scene. Way ahead of you. With that, I leave Margot to her work and head to the bath.
Okay. Oh, so it's the next day. So I'm going to leave it here for today. Wow, that was a lot. Meeting Émile and all the shenanigans that happen at the bar. But now we know Lillian knows more about her mission, and we know that she's gonna go with him, Émile, into Germany and retrieve / extract Herbert Denham. And fingers crossed, that all goes well. But I'm sure it's not as straightforward as anyone would like it to be. I'm sure there's going to be even more fun interactions with Lillian and Émile, and I'm assuming we'll meet a certain someone who's also in the title page of this game in the next part. And maybe this will be the last part. I'm not sure how long this demo is, so we'll see. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see the next part of the playthrough, as well as any other playthroughs of visual novels that I do on my channel. I appreciate you as always, and until next time, bye.